Hello, welcome to the GDR digital platform. My name is James Mullan. I'm just here to give you a very quick overview of some of the key functionality that I think will be important in the way you do your day-to-day work. I'm not going to show you everything because most of it I'm hoping is pretty intuitive, but I just want to give you a bit of an overview of what I think you need to know right now. First of all, in case this wasn't obvious, this is the home page. So this is basically an infinite scroll where all the latest content is just published and it's not filtered in any way whatsoever. It's just based on what has been most recently added to the site. Most of it's case studies, you can see here, that's the most content we produce, but also you'll find trends and other insights and things that will be of interest. Naturally, this is interesting when you come to homepages to explore new stuff, but more often than not, you're going to be looking for something a bit more specific. So that's where advanced search comes in up at the top here. You can type in things like brand names. So let's try, for example, Sephora and just see how many responses we get there. If you want to search for a particular brand or one of your competitors, whatever it is, you get 24 results there, which is, I guess, quite helpful. The other thing you can do, and I would encourage you to do, is think in terms of the sectors and channels that are most important to you and click here on advanced search. As well as searching by city, region, country, and date, you can focus in on right on the things you care about. So let's say, for example, you work in fashion, and in particular you're interested in, let's say, let's try, maybe should we try pop-ups? So straight away, fashion gives you 811 results, and pop-ups will filter that down again to an even more reduced number of results to make it really easy for you to digest. There's still 79, so quite a lot to explore, but basically this allows you then to focus on what is obviously in that particular area that you're most interested in. If, to take one at random, let's say this Michael Jordan basketball pop-up from Nike was what you were really interested in, you thought was a great example of what you'd like to do, you can read more about it, you can obviously explore the pictures and see a little bit more of it all in action. There's also a video here. Anything with a yellow video icon means you can play a video. This one we just stream direct from YouTube, or in some cases it's Vimeo, and it's all available for you to watch here and now. If it is something you're really interested in, you think, right, this is something my team needs to be aware of ahead of our kickoff meeting for this new project, for example, you click here, Add to Shortlist. What Add to Shortlist does is allow you to create a folder of content that's bespoke just for you. So let's call it Thursday kickoff for a project, let's say. Add to Shortlist. That then goes straight in there. You might also see other examples. So here's another one, another Nike basketball example actually that may or may not be of interest. Again, you can look at the videos and the pictures, get a bit of an idea of it. Less copy here. This is obviously something fairly tactical. But as well as adding this to the shortlist, which I'll do right now just to demonstrate it again, you can go and it'll now be at the bottom here. Easy to find. As well as doing that, you also can see the other related information that will be of interest. So in this case, often, of course, you want to know who the agency is, because as well as creating some good ideas within your meetings, often you want to know who should be engaged to actually activate some of these things, and particularly with pop-ups, of course, that's often the case. In this case, you can see straight away it's AKQA and Rhizomatics, and clicking on one of these will give you an overview of all the other stuff we've covered from this agency on this platform, so you can very quickly get a feel for the kind of agency you're talking about and whether they might be appropriate for you to work with at any stage. Creating a folder effectively creates something, a kind of a selection of case studies or insights, whatever it is you choose, which then lives in this section of the site, appropriately called My Selections. You click there, you'll see everything you've created. So these are some other ones we put there just to sort of populate it, and these are ones that would have been shared by your colleagues. In this case, it's my colleagues, but other interesting shortlists. And your shortlist then is there for you to update and add to whenever you feel like it. And of course, you can share it with your team. So you can say, read this before our meeting, and you can add up to 25 different case studies in here, whatever you want, or in fact, you can add as many as you like. Probably 25 would be about the limit of what people could cope with, perhaps, but you add as many as you like. It could be from 2 like this or up to, I don't know, 100. You add the ones you want, you circulate that to your team at the click of a button, share a shortlist, allows you to share it with work groups you've created already or with individual colleagues with the same email suffix as your own, so basically anyone at your company. And then they will get a window into this page that we're seeing right now, whether or not they have a password. So if they don't have a password, what will happen is they'll go into the case study, they'll see it exactly as we're seeing it now. The only difference is they can't create their own shortlist and they can't look at the related content that we can. We can go and explore as we like and go on a little journey. So that's my selections, the stuff that you create. We have no visibility of that. That's entirely your own work. It's meant to be a kind of workstation for you. My My GDR files, on the other hand, is the work that we create for you that's bespoke. So if I click there, there's a couple of examples. You'll see it's all the digital spotlights we create and the PowerPoint and keynotes in some cases of the presentations that you're most interested in. So when you ask us to produce a presentation, any presentation we give, it will live here. It kind of operates a little bit like an FTP site, and you can come on here and find things that we've done for you. So spotlights, just to reiterate what those are, is when you ask us for a specific piece of research around a specific topic. In this case, it's something about omnichannel, fairly basic one on the overarching themes of omnichannel. So my colleague Colin here has come up with a bit of copy about why he's doing it, why it's of interest, why you've asked for it, and then he's separated everything out into 4 different chapters. But look at, yes, 4 chapters. What you then do is go and look at, for example, this from the Endless Aisle. You can have a little explore of some of the content he's included, read his analysis as to what that's all about, and then again explore those case studies, and as you choose, add them to your own shortlists, etc. So that's basically the functionality I wanted to draw your attention to. The only other thing I think I might mention is My Account. This is where you get the chance to personalize your account based on the sectors and channels you're most interested in. What is the most important thing for the job you're doing or the project you're working on? Which sectors and which channels are most relevant? So you can choose them here. You'll see there's quite a lot to pick from. And there's 2 reasons for doing this. The first is that once you've chosen what you're interested in, when you're on any part of the site, it allows you to actually search by most relevant as well as most recent. So in this case, on the home page, if I just search the whole site in terms of what is relevant rather than what is recent, it will reorder it according to which case studies fulfill the most number of criteria in terms of the sectors and channels I'm most interested in. This one from Lowe's clearly has the most number of channels and sectors that match my own interests, so that's why it's come to the top. The other thing it's worth doing it for is because we also now have a weekly email. That blasts out every Tuesday currently. There's a bit of blurb from your consultant, in some cases me, but it'll also be Meredith and Kate and Will and other members of the team. And below that, you'll find 4 curated stories of the most recent stories added to the site that most meet your own preferences in terms of your sectors and channels. So I'd encourage you to go there as your first port of call when you enter the site and declare what you're most interested in, because we recognise that you're not probably going to come to this site every day. It's not the BBC, and we also want to make sure you're not going to miss anything that is important for you and your job. That's it. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope you enjoy exploring the site. Thanks.